Hi guys, welcome back. Allan Blain again. Super excited in this next hour to get to go through some business training for you, something we call getting started training, getting started training. So for those of you that stuck around and that that want to learn how simple it is to build a business and do what we've done, and others I'm sure in this room have done, really excited to get to share this next bit of information with you. But before I do, I want to share this. I want to share my objective. Whenever I get a brand new promoter and I go through this information with them, which usually takes about an hour, give or take, I have one objective and one objective only. And that is that when I get done with this hour, that each one of you would walk out the door saying, I know exactly what to do today or tomorrow when I get my very first promoter joining me in this business. Okay? When I get the very first person that signs up with the NeoLife Club and enrolls as a promoter, or my first club member upgrades to promoter, whatever the case may be, I know what to do. I had a big shock when I asked my team. This was about a year ago. And I asked my team, my local team, and I said, how many of you know exactly what to do? Because this business is all about duplication, right? I mean, someone could create a nice income just wholesaling product or retailing product. And if that's what they want to do, if they want to create a 40 or 50 hour a week job for themselves, that can be done. But to create true leverage in this business, to create beach money, so to speak, to create the time freedom and the financial freedom that many of us desire and are enjoying in this business, we need to teach and train others to do what we do. And so a critical component to that is, when we get a new promoter, we need to know what to do and how to properly launch them, how to properly train them, and then so that they in turn can go do the same. And so I asked our team, I said, how many of you, show of hands, how many of you know exactly, confidently, you know what to do when you have a promoter sign up today and they say, what do I do? You know what to tell them. You know what to tell them how to build this business. And not one hand went up. And that's when I realized I've got a problem. I've not been a very good leader, not very effective. And so what you're going to go through in this next hour or so, I hope that you, again, walk out the door saying, I can do that. I know exactly what to do when I get my first or my next promoter, or if you have promoters already, you can go back to them and walk through this getting started guide. So that's the objective. The getting started guide I think you all should have. And this is in the back office of your website. This is what I take every new person through. If they're local, I'll sit down with them and go through this, at the table with them, at a coffee shop, in my home, their home, wherever. If they're not local, and a lot of our business is not local, it's great. We use a Zoom free app called Zoom, and I can pull it up, and you can pull it up in the back office of your website in a PDF format, just like this. And then you can screen share through Zoom. Again, it's a free app if you're not familiar with it, but you can screen share, and I can sit there and talk to somebody on the other side of the world or in another state or another city and walk them through this exact same presentation, just like I'm doing with you guys through a recorded video that I'm recording. But anyway, so that's how you do it. Here's the getting started training. If you could, to get this done in an hour, I'm going to move very quickly. And some of these pages I'm just going to breeze through, but I'm going to ask you, and I would, just like I would ask my new promoter, commit not only to this hour of getting started training, but commit to the other 30 minutes or so, maybe another hour, but probably closer to 30 minutes of doing the stuff. We're going to circling back around and doing the stuff, reading the pages that we kind of just peruse over or breeze over. And the first one is here. You'll see as you turn the page or open up your booklet, you'll see our executive leadership team. And I just want to say that I've never been more honored or more proud to be a part of a team with such an amazing a team of leaders. And these men and women here, Kendra Brassfield, I'll just mention one, but Kendra Brassfield, our relatively new CEO and the founder's daughter, she was at our house for a team retreat event that we had a couple years ago. And we were having dinner as my family, and Kendra was there, and Josh Clark and his family was there, and another leader in our team was there. And I noticed that Kendra's chair was empty after dinner. And I turned around and I can see the kitchen from our dining room, And Kendra was the first one up from the table in there doing dishes, serving us. And I just love having leaders with servant hearts like Kendra and Jerry and Josh and Simon, and the list goes on. And Nicole and Damien, after getting to meet them here recently through Zoom and through Messenger and Facebook, and just, you know, we have an amazing team of leadership, and I'm sure you guys might already know that, but just worth mentioning the NeoLife culture. Again, we have people. This is something I'd ask you to read later, but this is on the we're turning the pages. This is something that we are noticing. A lot of people are being attracted to the culture that we're building as much as the amazing products that we offer. And we're reading a Darren Hardy book right now on a success team, one of the success teams that Nicole and I are leading. And he talks about, he also wrote the book Compound Effect, if you're familiar with that one. And he talks about how A players, leaders, the kind of people we all want to associate with, the kind of people we want to be, the people we want to attract. Yes, money is important. Of course, money is important. We all work for money. But even more important than the money is they want to be a part of an amazing team. They want to be around other A players. They want to be a part of an important mission. Probably a lot of the same drivers that you all have and that Nicole and I have. And I just love the culture of NeoLife. And I'm noticing more and more that it's attracting these kind of leaders. Very, very exciting. We just had someone join our organization in September. That is been a 7-figure-a-year income earner in traditional business. He owns his own bottling business in Los Angeles. Year after year after year, jumped on board our team in September. We had someone else that earns just under $2 million US a year with his own insurance business or financial services business that just jumped on board our team, I think in October maybe. And just these people are being attracted to the opportunity, but also again to the culture and the team that we're building, and we're excited to be a small part of that for you all in the South Pacific as well. The table of contents, I'm going to cruise past that. Then if you turn the page, you're going to get to this one that talks about opportunity for every stage of life. Again, not a page I'm going to spend much time on, but just worth pointing out that, you know, we have people, and what we're seeing with the NeoLife Club in the States is we have high school, college students, people in their 20s. It's a great representation of the population, and I think you're going to find this as well. We're seeing people from high school age, college age, all the way through 70s and 80s, you know, their golden years, and everyone in between jumping on board and getting involved with us in this business. It's been a great ride. So anyway, just this page just talks about how the challenges with each different age group and how NeoLife provides solutions. I won't take time to read through that. There's a page for the new promoter to log their ID number, PIN, and website. I also recommend when I sign up a new promoter in the NeoLife Club, when you get to the final confirmation screen, it shows you this information, right? It's then if I'm with them or even remotely, I just recommend they add a contact in their phone called NeoLife, enter the 800 number, their email, info@neolife.com or whatever the local email address is, and their personal information for logging in and accessing their website, so they'll always have it with them. Okay, so this is when we get to the good stuff. Okay, all that was good stuff too. But this page here says develop your why at the top. Napoleon Hill said desire is the starting point of all achievement. And what I'd like to do right now, hopefully if somebody can pause this video or this recording and give you just, 2 or 3 minutes probably. If you could just take 2 or 3 minutes and really stop and think, put pen to paper right now. And think about what is your why? What is it that what would really drive you to succeed in this business? What is it that would drive you to do the uncomfortable things or maybe the hard things? Because I'll tell you this, before you pause me here, and I believe this with all my heart, I've seen it time and time again and I've experienced it. It's been said that the size of your why will determine the size of the obstacles that will stand in the way of you achieving your goals and dreams. Okay, so think about that. If your why is big enough, said a different way, and clear enough in your mind and compelling enough, these challenges, and there's always challenges. Every business, every person will face challenges. So here, it's not will you face challenges? You will face challenges. The question is, will the challenge be a mountain that paralyzes you, stops you, and keeps you from moving forward? Or will the challenge be a speed bump? Your why and the size of it and the clarity of it will determine to a large part your success in this business, because this business is very, very simple. If I can train you how to do the business in an hour and you're ready to go train someone else how to do it when you walk out the door, that's a simple business. And this is a simple business. It's not an easy business for a lot of people, though, because of what happens in the 6 inches between our two ears, right? It's mindset, it's confidence, it's belief. If our mindset is high, our confidence is high, our belief is high, which all those come from taking action, we will succeed. And the way we take action in the midst sometimes of doubt and fear and these challenges that happen up here is by keeping our why right in front of our face, right? The carrot in front of the horse, so to speak. And we have people in our team. One gentleman's why is to retire his 60-something-year-old mother of 8 or 9 children whose husband left her, and she's single mom, and she's worked very, very hard and still working very, very hard to provide for her family. And the oldest son is now in his mid-20s, late 20s, and his big why is to retire his mom. That's big. That's exciting. So it doesn't matter what your why is, but be clear on it. So if you could right now, just take 2 or 3 minutes, pause it, and just spend some time writing out, what is your why? What is your reason for wanting to build a business? Okay, so after assuming you've done that, we move on to the next page, and in mine it talks about lifestyle goals. What is your lifestyle goals? What are your business goals? And it shows this $15,000 director model. But this is something, again, that I would ask you or the new person to go back and invest some time into writing out. What is your lifestyle goals? What is your business goals? What would you like to accomplish? Okay, different than your why. So we won't take time to do this right now to keep this in the hour, but that's what I would ask someone to go back and do. What I really want to point out is at the bottom down here where it talks about the 3 daily success habits. Now this is where we're going to spend most of our time here in the next half hour or so. And the 3 daily success habits are the keys to success in this business, just like it said. But I think worth pointing out is the fact, or the word, daily. Okay, daily. This, for most people, the large majority of people, this business is a part-time business. And that's great. It fits so well in the nooks and crannies of a busy mom's day, or a busy dad or father's day, or a busy young single person's day, or older single person's day, for that matter. It fits. It's okay to be part-time, but it's not okay to be sometime. And we've seen people that work it hard for a week and then take off a week and then work for a week or a month or 2 and then take off for a month. Now, when someone gets to international president's team level, like the Doos are there in New Zealand and Australia and different organizations that have got to a certain size, sure, take off for a month if you want, take off for a year if you want, you'll be okay. Okay? But for those of us that are still in building and growing mode, and we're not in retirement mode, we're not at the income level that we desire to maintain for the rest of our life, haven't built that structure and haven't set that up, we cannot be starting and stopping. We have to be consistent. We have to do it daily. Okay, even if just a little bit, but daily. A little bit daily over time is going to be something. So anyway, that's key. I've just seen that too often. I mean, you think of an airplane. You can't give it throttle and then pull it back, and then give it throttle and then pull it back. It's never going to get liftoff. But once you're up at cruising altitude, I'm no pilot, but I assume you don't have to be throttled down the whole time to keep moving, right? So similar concept. But anyway, 3 daily success habits. Use the products, share the NeoLife products and opportunity, and personal development. So I want to break these down just like the book does. Well, if you turn the page, you'll see number 1, use the products. Okay? What does that mean? I like to say be a product of the product. What does that mean? Does that mean we have to look like we just stepped off the cover of a men or women's fitness magazine? No. But what it does mean is we need to be on the journey. We need to be on the journey, and people need to see that our actions line up with our words, that we're on the journey to better health. We're improving our health. You know, someone could be 200 pounds overweight, but be on the journey to better health, and they can be caring and sharing, and people will listen to what they have to say. Now, if we're sharing NeoLife and we're not a product of the product, you know, we're not improving our health, we're not improving our life, that is a problem. And that's why we say be a product of the product. So step one is, and the most vital and best investment I tell everybody you can make in your business, is investing in yourself. And that's using the products daily. Again, this is daily, 3 daily success habits. So we're going to use the products daily. We're going to join the challenge. We cannot lead where we're not willing to go. It's like parenting. We have 6 children. I'm learning the hard way as a first-time parent. We can't teach what we don't know, and we can't lead where we're not willing to go. We can tell our children what they should do, but if we don't do it, there's a very low chance they're going to listen to us and that they will do it. Same thing with leading a team, right? We can tell our team what they need to do. Oh, you should go join the 30-day challenge. It's great. You know, get fitter, get healthier, lose weight if they need to lose weight or desire to. But if we are not doing it, if we're not willing to do it, how can we ask someone else to do something we're not willing to do? So be a product of the product means use the products every day, join the 30-day challenge, either the fitness challenge or the weight loss challenge, or both at the same time if we have weight, 10 pounds to lose, and everybody has fitness to gain, even our world-class athletes. Okay, so that's being a product of the product. And on that point, here at the bottom half of the page, it talks about live the Neo lifestyle. So we need to be using all the products. We have a great range of products, and we need to be using them and buying from ourselves, not somebody else. So that's step 1 of 3, okay? Pretty easy. Think you guys can all do that, right? Simple, simple, simple. Okay, step 2 is share the products and the opportunity. So if you turn the page to the next page, you should see this talking about creating a hot list. Now, I think it's important to create a hot list. I think it's important that whether you put pen to paper, when we're not going to do this right now, or you use an Excel spreadsheet, whatever works for you. But I think it's very important to have your hot list, okay? That being said, I also think it's important to not prejudge. To not prejudge who might be interested in the products or who might be interested in the business, okay? Who would have thought, I don't know, but who would have thought that someone who joined our business in September making over $1 million a year, getting paid as a hobby $10,000 a day to go coach other entrepreneurs that were all millionaires themselves, would be interested in this business? Who would have thought someone making $150,000 US dollars a month in insurance and financial services would be interested and excited about joining this business a few months ago? Who would have thought me as a CEO making over $500,000 a year salary US dollars and having success there would be interested in this business? Don't ever prejudge anybody for the products or the business is my recommendation. And I recommend everybody we have a list. It's our contacts in our phone, or nowadays it's our Facebook friends list. And I recommend don't prejudge, or invite everybody to take a look. Don't send links to everybody. Don't spam anybody, but invite everybody one-on-one, not a group mass thing. I'm not talking about that, but a private message. And I don't want to get into a bunch of detail on this because we'll run out of time, but just inviting someone, asking them if they're open to taking a look, essentially. And feel free to contact me if anyone wants to see a simple little message that I send and other people on our team are sending. But basically, create a list, but I also want to say approach anybody and everybody. You never know who is interested in the products and or the business opportunity. So that's still part of step 2. Part of step 2 as well is knowing your story. And this page here you'll see in the book, it talks about my story product and my story business. What I'd refer you to also is, I don't know if you have in the back office of your websites, for those of you that are NeoLife Club members or promoters, but our Vice President of Sales for North America, Josh Clark, who happens to be my best friend, has created a set of like 5-minute videos, a whole series of them. And he created one on how to tell your story in 2 minutes or less. By the way, I have some different trainings too on my YouTube channel. You guys are more than welcome to check out if you want at allanblaintv.com. I don't have the training I'm going to tell you about though, but he does a great training on how to share your story in 2 minutes or less. And I think it's very important that we practice this and we're able to share our experience of why we're excited about NeoLife. And I won't go into that training right now for sake of time, but with somebody that ask about NeoLife, because I've seen so many times, way too often, and I've been guilty of it, is I start sharing with somebody and I can see they're engaged and they're listening to my every word, and I talk 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 and I talk, and pretty soon I see the little the eyes gloss over, and I can tell I've lost them. I can tell I lost them. And so I think it's very important to practice getting our story down in less than 2 minutes so that we can share it with passion and excitement, clarity, and that's what this page is. Just some helpful tips and pointers that, again, you can practice, but that video is going to be very helpful, that you can practice ahead of time before you're out and about and people are asking why you're looking so good and why your skin's looking glowing or why you've lost weight or whatever. You have more energy or a pep in your step. This is what you go to. Continuing on with step 2 is ways to share NeoLife. So how do you share NeoLife? That's what people ask. How do I share NeoLife? Well, we have a variety of ways that we share NeoLife. And on this page, if yours is the same, there's one-on-ones. I can sit down, you can sit down with someone one-on-one at a coffee shop or wherever and present information to them. Okay? What information do you present? I present the same information, more of a condensed version probably, typically, of what I shared in the last hour. Those same slides that should be in the back office of your website called Health Talk, I will just go through those slides in a much more abbreviated manner, but that's what I would share with somebody if I was meeting one-on-one with somebody. Okay, so there's one-on-ones. There's samples. Also, there's online presentations. Ours is shareneolife.com, but I know yours is something different. I think it's .com.au. But anyway, there's the online presentation that we can share. So I do that. But by the way, back to the one-on-ones. A one-on-one can be done with Zoom as well. So if I have somebody that comments on a Facebook post, or somebody I reached out to through Facebook Messenger or text that says, yeah, I would want to see some information, I can text them a link to the Share NeoLife presentation, or I can hop on Zoom with them and present to them one-on-one, sharing my screen and going through the slides. So there's online, larger meetings. We do monthly meetings locally, and so that's something that our team can invite people to. So we have always the 4th Tuesday of every month. We're going to do a local meeting in our local market. So that's something else that whatever you guys have going on there, you can invite people to. Another way to share NeoLife, which is step 2. Small groups or in-homes, such as healthy hours like this, right? We will do these on a regular basis in our home and other people's homes, and it's a great way to build a business and network and meet new friends and share the information. And then there's weekly conference calls. I don't know, again, what you guys do on that, but I know for North America, there's the weekly conference calls on Monday and Tuesday, which would be your Tuesday and Wednesday, I believe. If that's something that you guys plug into, you could, or share that off the NeoLife podcast, NeoLife Club podcast. Share a recording of that with somebody if there's something that you think is appropriate for them. So many different ways to share. I always tell people, you could pick one way. You could literally pick one way. Just texting the link, or just doing one-on-ones, It wouldn't really matter what vehicle you choose to share NeoLife with. The key is to share NeoLife and have many conversations. The more conversations we have online, offline, we're doing a mixture of both, anywhere and everywhere. But the more conversations we have, there's a smaller percentage of the conversations we have where people say, yeah, I'm interested. I'd like to learn some information about that. Great. We're inviting them to the next meeting, or we're texting or messaging them a link. Okay. Of those people that actually view the presentation online or offline. A smaller percentage yet will be interested in the products as a customer, as a club member, NeoLife Club member. And of those, even a smaller percentage yet will be interested in joining us, linking arms with us in business, and becoming a promoter. And that just is what it is. So if you know that's what it is, the question is, do you want to grow big or do you want to grow slow? You want to grow slow, that's fine. Have a few conversations every week. You want to grow big, have multiple conversations every week, preferably every day. And that it really is that simple. Again, some people would call it easy, some people would call it hard. Whatever they call it doesn't matter. What it is simple. It's about having conversations, discovering, connecting with people, discovering their needs, and inviting them to look at a solution to their needs, not ours. And that we'll get to here in just a second, which is my favorite part, which we call the inviting formula. Okay, so number 3 is personal development. Personal development. Food for the stomach, bread for the head. We got to keep our mindset good, solid, clear. There's enough negativity bombarding us all day, every day, that we have to renew our mind. We have to counteract that if we want to achieve the success that we desire. So it's very, very important that we commit. And it says here, I believe it says in here, if I remember right, 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes a day. Reading, listening, or watching content for self-improvement. Minimum 15 minutes a day of positivity coming into our head. Okay? By the way, MLM Nation is a free podcast that's been a huge encouragement to Nicole and I, and we actually were fortunate enough to be interviewed on it. So if you want to hear our story, down on iTunes, or if you have Android on like Podcast and Radio Addict is the app, you can download MLM Nation and go to episode 379. That's 379, and you can hear our interview on there. But whatever it is, whether it's reading a few pages in a book, there's some suggestions here, how to win friends and influence people. Think and Grow Rich. GoPro is a great one. That's Network Marketing 101 in my opinion. And the list goes on. Anyway, some great things. Also falling into the category of personal development is events. Events. Your annual convention, and your monthly events, your weekly events. If you have quarterly events or any team events, I cannot speak highly enough about getting to events. It's where leaders are born. It's where minds are opened and possibilities are seen, and people come out of events making it happen. And highly recommend that being part of a business plan for somebody that really wants to succeed in this business. Okay, one of my favorite parts. I say we have a 2-page business plan. That's how simple this is. It's a 2-page business plan, okay? There's the Commit to Success form. Hopefully you've got your Commit to Success form there. And I'm getting ready to have you pause this video here again for a second, if you can, if you're able to. There's a Commit to Success form, and there is a Success Tracker, okay? Success Tracker, 2-page business plan. This is the long-range goal, vision, business plan. This is the daily tracking it to see if we're going to get to our goals, dreams, and desires. Okay, that's it. That's the nuts and bolts of this business. So what I'd like to have you do right now is we're going to go through this, okay? But if you could just pause it for 2 or 3 minutes, and you've already written your why, hopefully on that one of those first pages. Now with 30 minutes passing, if maybe it's changed or tweaked a little bit, you can rewrite it in a different way, and you can change this tomorrow. You can change this next week. Your why might be totally different 3 months from now, and that's okay, okay? But whatever it is, transpose it, bring it here, and put it right here. And if you could pause the video and just give everyone just a minute or 2 or 3 minutes to do that, that would be great. Now would be the time to pause it. Okay, so hopefully you did that. You got your why transferred here. And we're to action plan, or plan of action, okay? If you're committing right now, today, right now, okay? We're not going to put off to tomorrow what can be done today. If you are committing today, and if you're not, no problem, no pressure. If you're not ready to link arms with us in business, if you're not ready to join this mission to end the trend of poor wellness and sickness that's plaguing, our societies, that's fine. But if you are, check the boxes that you're committing to right now. And if there's a box you can't commit to, don't check it. Don't check it. But if you are committed to implementing the 3 daily success habits, check this box. Okay? If you're committed to leading by example and joining the challenge, to joining the 30-day Be Your Best challenge, check that box. Okay? Leading by example, being your very best before we're asking other people to be their best. If you're willing to schedule at least one healthy hour per week, check that box. And if you're not, you're not. Okay? If you're willing to help 3 people get their products for free, how fun is that? To help people get their products for free. It's a blast. And by the way, with the NeoLife Club, if you refer 3, you get your products free. You refer 6 or more, you can get 2 health packs free. A his and hers, or a his and his, or hers and hers. Literally, a single person could be getting 2 weight loss packs free with 6 or more referrals. That's, in US dollars, that's over $400 a month. I'm thinking that's probably $500 or $600 a month, Australian dollars. Free product every single month, okay? As a member or promoter, okay? But if you're committed to helping 3 people get their products free, check that box. If you're committed to identify and developing your success team of 3 or more promoters, even if they're not even signed up yet, just identify them in your mind. Put them on paper. Put their names on paper. Those are my next 3. And when you go talk to the first one, if they're not interested, guess what? Then you'll plug someone else's name in for one of those 3. No big deal. No stress. But identify your first 3. Check that box. Ask for referrals from friends and family. Are you willing to do that? Let people know that you're choosing to build your business through referrals, and asking them, if you were to describe who the type of person you're looking for, would they tell you if they knew anybody that fit that criteria? Of course they're going to say yes, and then you describe what you're looking for, which is another little conversation. But anyway, ask for referrals from friends and customers. Yes, if you are, check the box. Work your business how many hours a week? Okay, really think about this. Is it an hour a day? Is it 6 hours a week, 7 hours a week, 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week? I will tell you this, with one focused, intentional, powerful hour a day, you can create something measurable over the next year or 2. Absolutely, you can. Because that 1 hour of tornado work per day creates other work throughout the day that will fit very well in the nooks and crannies of your day. Okay, people returning messages and returning calls and other things happening. But think about it. How many hours a week are you willing to commit and put it on paper? You're going to invite blank people every day to look at NeoLife. Okay, you want to grow slow? Invite 1 a day. You want to grow like Jerry Brasfield did? 10 a day. Okay. We're at age 19. I think he created about $4 or $5 million in a 4-year period. In today's dollars, I think that's about 40 million. So just depends on what your goals and dreams are. But figure, how many people are you going to invite to ask if they're willing to look at it? Not send a link to them, not twist their arm. Just ask. Just invite. Start a conversation. We'll get to that next before we close. You'll follow up with blank people every day. Write a number in there. It should be at least equal to or greater than the number you're inviting. Check the box if you'll listen to the weekly conference calls, either live or on the recording. Attend or start a local breakfast of champions. That's probably another conversation that we don't have time for. Subscribe to the NeoLife podcast. I told you about that a couple minutes ago. So if you're willing to subscribe to the NeoLife podcast, I don't know why you wouldn't be, but check that box. And then connect with NeoLife via social media, right? I know Damien and Nicole are doing a great job there with the NeoLife Facebook page. And I don't know what else they have, but whatever they have that you'd plug into it, or even the North American pages as well. By the way, feel free to send Nicole and I a friend request on Facebook if you guys would like. We would love to connect with each and every one of you. We'd count it an honor and a privilege to make your friendship and your acquaintance and start building a relationship with you, even though we won't be there till I don't know when, later this year or possibly next year. We'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, and then the 3 daily success habits, we covered those, should be there. The conference calls, and then the can't miss events. Whatever your can't miss events are here, check the boxes. If you're committing to go to them, I highly recommend you do. You don't know what you're missing out on. We don't know what we don't know until we know it, right? We need to be at events. It's where things happen. Trust me on that. We're getting to the end here. My short-term sacrifice to turn my dreams into reality. Now, just as important as saying, I will commit this many hours, or I will commit to do this, that, or the other. Go to this event. Just as important. Because we all only have 24 hours in a day. And every single one of us uses every minute of those 24 hours every single day. None of us get to the end of the day and have any left over, right? So if we're going to make time for this business, and the problem with this business is it's so simple to do, it's so easy to invest into, that it's very easy not to do it. And that's the biggest challenge we find that people have. So the question here at the bottom is, ask yourself, what are you willing to give up to achieve your goals and dreams? Okay? What are you willing to give up? For some, it's television. For others, it's a sport. Maybe it's golf. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's that. And here's the key. It's temporary. It's temporary. Because when we achieve our goals and dreams a year or 2 or 3 or 4 down the road, we can go back and play as much golf as we want. Or run, in my case, as many Ironman triathlons as I want. Right? But what are you going to give up? Think about it. Write it in here. What are you going to give up? My short-term sacrifice to turn my dreams into reality. What are you going to give up to turn your dreams into reality? And be as specific as you can. And lastly here it says, I will advance to whatever your next rank is. So if you're a promoter or a distributor with no other title, or you're going to be signing up today as one, or you just did, your next rank, measurable rank advancement, write it in there. And that would be manager or senior manager or director, depending on how you got started, by a certain date. So let's set a goal and a timeline, right? A SMART goal. And print your name, sign your name, date it, and when you get done with that, here's what I'd like you to do, okay? We need accountability. Not only do we need accountability, your sponsor, the person who invited you here, the person that got you started in business whenever you got started with NeoLife today or some other day in the past, they have a vested interest in you. And for them to be the very best help possible to you, to help you achieve your goals and dreams, they really need to know this information. You want them to know this information so they can be the best help to you. So that when you hit one of those little roadblocks, so not roadblocks, but speed bumps, and you call them up on the phone or you're talking to them, they know your why. They absolutely critically need to know your why, and you critically need to know your team members' why, so that you can help bring it to mind and help them through whatever challenge they're facing, and help them keep their eye on the prize of what their why is and what they've committed to get there and what they've given up. Okay? So what I want you to do is take a picture of it when you're done. Take a picture of it and text that or email it to your sponsor, to your upline. Okay? Do that for me, please. Do that for you. Do that for you. And do that for them. So that's the Commit to Success form. And the last thing you do with it is when you get home, cut it out or download a clean copy from the back office of your website and rewrite it if you'd like. And you can rewrite it and change it as many times as you like and put it somewhere where you will see this every single day to be reminded of what you're doing and why you're doing it and what your goals and dreams are. Maybe it's taped to your bathroom mirror. I don't know where, but somewhere where you're going to see it every single day. Maybe it's in your car, wherever you want to put it. But have it. Don't put it out of sight, out of mind. Another little tip. Okay. Lastly, in closing, I want to cover this. Prospecting 101, the 4-step inviting formula. Okay, here it is. Step 1, connect with people. So people always ask, well, how do I start conversations? How do I invite? Well, there's two different ways that I do it, okay? The people that I know on my Facebook friends list, contacts in my phone, things of that nature, I will directly just go to them. I'll use this too sometimes, but I also will bypass all this and go right to an invite to invite them, to ask them, to just share real quickly what I'm doing and ask them if they'd be interested in taking a look. Don't be afraid to do that. You'd be surprised how many people will come back and say, yeah, I would be interested in taking a look at that. Send me the link. So that's not what I'm talking about now. Now what I'm talking about is I'm at the grocery store. I'm at a ball game. I'm at one of my children's games or events. I'm at church. I'm wherever I am. I'm doing life like you all do, right? You're at the beach. You're wherever. And you strike up a conversation with somebody. And you choose to expand your comfort zone, right? At least for me, I'm an introverted, shy guy that normally would not do that, which is another thing I love about this business, the personal development. And I know I've got a plan. Here's my plan. I'm going to make as many friends as I can. And I know exactly how I'm going to do it. 4 steps. I'm going to connect with them. Really 3. I'm going to discover a need. And then maybe I'll invite them to look at a solution. And if they do look at a solution, then I'll follow up. That's the 4 steps you see here. So connect, discover need, invite, follow up. Okay? So you can read through this to get a little more detail on it, but it's this simple. Here it is. I meet somebody. I need to connect with them. I know the blueprint. I need to connect. I'm not going to just run up to some stranger and start inviting them and tell them all about a great product I have. It doesn't usually turn out too well. People don't care what I know until they know that I care. So I'm going to ask questions. Are you married? Are you single? How many children do you have? Where do you live? How long have you lived there? How do you like it? What do you like best about it? What do you like least about it? Just getting to know them. Who does that today? I don't know what it's like in Australia, but let me tell you, in the States, that's not normal. It's not normal that I can't even remember the last time I had someone really caring and asking questions and wanting to get to know my life. Not in an interrogating kind of weird way, but in a real caring, interested way. And so that's step 1. And so how do you do step 1? How do you build rapport or connect? Call it whatever you want. Connect or build rapport by asking questions. Okay. Step 2 is to discover a need. I know everyone with a heartbeat has a need for NeoLife, but they have to know that they have a need, or they're not going to take a look at what I have to offer. So I'm going to work from step 1 through into step 2, hopefully, discovering their need or helping them discover their need. Said another way, how do you do that? Same way, by asking questions. I'm a professional question answerer, or asker. I should have said that backwards. So I'm going to ask more questions. Oh, well, how long have you this or how long have you that? What do you like best? What do you like least? Pretty soon they're like, yeah, well, I like this best, but I'm just so tired whatever. Well, I don't know what the need is. It might come out that they're tired all the time. They need energy. It might come out that they're, stressed out financially and they're broke and, they've got the mineral deficiency of gold and silver or whatever. When I hear a need, and with ears like this, I hear needs well. When I hear a need, then and only then will I move to step 3 and invite in this scenario. Typically, especially if I'm going to see them again, I don't need to rush the process, right? Now, I was on a tram at the airport the other day, and I would never see this person again. He was from another state, and I hadn't, I had to rush the process and just invite, knowing kind of like a Hail Mary pass in football, so to speak. It's like, I'm going to throw this guy a lifeline, whether he takes it or not. But typically, I want to discover a need, and only then, when I discover they have a need, then invite them. Hey, would you be open to taking a look at some information if I was to text you a link that I found very helpful, or that someone else, I know others have found very helpful? And I'm going to invite, and then of course, step 4, I'm going to follow up. Okay, or at least I hope I follow up. It's definitely my weakness, but truly serving someone and caring about them requires follow-up. And building this business, they say the fortune's in the follow-up, and it really is. I can't tell you how many times people that I followed up with wanted what we had, and they weren't getting back with me. They wanted me to follow up with them. I get, we're all busy. We're all procrastinators, I think, by nature, probably to a degree or another. So, and follow up. I just can't emphasize that enough. Anyway, that is the inviting formula, the 4-step inviting formula, because people always ask, how do I invite? How do I talk to people? How do I do this business? Probably the biggest objection we hear is, I want to do this. The products are great. The compensation is great. Who doesn't want residual income? Who doesn't want impact? Who doesn't want, a life of freedom? But I don't want to hurt my relationships with my friends or lose my friends or, you know, turn people off or whatever people might be afraid of. And these are all thoughts, of course, in the past I've thought through myself as well, so I can relate with it. But this really solves the problem. If someone's concerned and they follow this formula, all you're going to do is strengthen and enhance relationships. That's it. If you never can discover if you connect with people by asking questions, you show you care, and you never discover a need. If you never discover a need, so you never invite. If you never discover a need, all you did with that minute or 2 or 5 or 10 or 20 that you spent talking with this person is you strengthen and enhance that relationship with them. So this not only prevents you from hurting relationships, it actually enhances relationships. This business is amazing. It's treated us so well. As an introvert and a shy guy myself, I tell people, and this is the truth, in almost 3 years of doing the business, I have made more friends, literally countless more friends in the last 3 years. I'm 45 years old, almost 46 now, than I did in the first 42 years of my life. Absolutely. So these last few pages should show you some scripts that you can practice and walk through on inviting someone to take a look at the product. You'll see where connect, in a hypothetical scenario like this, you'll see the connect part, you'll see the discover need, step 2 through here, and then the invite part, step 3. Okay, you're never going to see follow up in the scripts because that's step 4. You follow up at a later time after they've reviewed the information. Here's inviting to the business, to look at the business, connecting, discovering need, and inviting. And then my favorite, by far and away my favorite, the sincere compliment. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel. Again, it's Allan Blain TV, ALLAN BLAIN TV, as in television.com. It'll take you to my YouTube channel, but I have a video that I made on how I use this when I'm out and about at the store and everywhere else and get a ton of leads and people interested in our business, and it's so fun to get to offer something that I know can tremendously improve their life in that way. But check this out. The sincere compliment is one of my favorite. And that's it. That should be the last page of your getting started guide. So I hope that, just to recap, in going through this, I hope that you see, I didn't talk about Success Tracker. I should close with that. But I hope that you see that this business is really simple. It's about having conversations with people. It's about caring about people, looking to serve their needs. And when we discover that they have a need, filling that need, right? At least offering an option for them to fill that need. A few will take it and some won't, and that's okay. We need to be okay with that. But we just need to get past ourselves and, again, have a clear and compelling why of why we're doing what we're doing. And for each of us, it's a little different. There's a lot of similarities and overlap for all of us, but we all have our different reasons, or versions of those reasons. And then just going out daily and consistently doing this, being a product of the product, talking to people, having conversations, whether that's through Facebook groups, Facebook Messenger, in person, out and about, wherever, right? And personal development, getting our mindset right. With the right mindset, anyone can conquer the world. In this business, the sky is the limit for anyone with the proper mindset. The skills come by doing. And by the way, personal development on that topic, personal development happens when we do. We can read all the books, we can listen to all the podcasts, and that's great. But it's actually going out and doing the work and having the conversations, where the personal development gives us our Superman suit, so to speak, or the mindset to go out and do what we need to do, and doing it, the action, that's where the personal development happens. That's where the courage grows, the courage muscle that we work. That's where our confidence rises, when we're actually out there doing it and making a positive difference in other people's lives. So I hope this has been helpful. The last thing in closing is success trackers. We are now starting a relatively new thing of running 90-day success teams, and I will offer this to you if someone's interested. If nobody there is running 90-day success teams and someone's interested, we use Zoom, so we run them for people in our team all over North America. Happy to have someone talk to us if you want to plug into one of ours, just to see how we do that and to participate for 90 days before you go launch your own. But the success tracker is the tool that we use to track our daily activities, these 3 daily success habits we just talked about. So I'd be remiss to not at least share that with you, because that's been an integral part to the success of our team member, is tracking what we're doing each day. So we can look back on a week, and we can look back on a month or 90 days and know why we did or did not achieve the results we desired. Because there's nothing worse than having to hear someone complain about results they didn't get for work they didn't do, right? And I'm sure you all understand that concept. But this is the reality. This is living in reality world of what are we doing? And if we do this daily and consistently, the business grows. It's just a mathematical formula. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Again, reach out to Nicole or I with any questions. Send us a friend request. Contact us on Facebook Messenger. We would love to connect with you. And Nicole is on Facebook. I'm Allan Blain, and Nicole's on there as Nicole Johnson Blain. So hope this has been helpful. Until we see you in person, make it an amazing day, and we can't wait to meet you all either online or hopefully offline in person soon. Bye-bye.